Hey guys, how you doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about unit rates, just to explain it. I don't necessarily have a math hack here, but this is just how I would teach about unit rates. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys are going to be dividing for the majority of the time with unit rates. There are some times that you multiply. You just have to look to see, are we going from a smaller number to a bigger number? In that case, we would multiply. If we are going from a bigger number to a smaller number, you need to divide. There's no adding and subtracting up in the ratio rate family. So here we go. I'm going to first talk about the difference between the two. Rates. Rates compare two numbers with different measurements. And ratios compare two numbers of the same topic or measurement. For example, with a ratio, I could be comparing circles and stars. Those are both shapes. I could compare boys to girls. Those are both like humans, right? I could compare adults to students, humans. If you can see what I'm saying. So I'm going to write down the difference between that is the rate. So pause. Well, you're not going to pause. I am. I said pause. Okay, so these are all real life rates. So for example, a way that you would use rate is when you're getting paid. So when you get paid, when you go into a job interview, you're not just going to be like, yeah, sure, I'll work for you. Yeah, no problem. You're going to want to know how much you're going to get paid. Because if you're going to another job and they're going to pay you more, you should go for that job that pays you more. So here we go. Getting paid, you get paid in dollars per hour. If you're getting like a salary job, that would be dollars per year or dollars per whatever the contract is. Speed, how fast you're going. You could probably guess when you're talking about how fast you're going in the car, you would say, I'm going this many miles per hour. Fuel efficiency or, basic mileage. Miles per gallon. When you're buying a car, you need to really pay attention to your fuel efficiency, how many miles you can go in how many gallons, and how many gallons are in your car that you're wanting to buy. Buying produce would be cost per pound. Fun fact, the abbreviation for pound is LB. Don't ask. I should probably Google that. And then heart rate, beats per minute. If you're going to be a nurse, if you're going to be an EMT, if you're going to be a veterinarian working with animals, you do need to understand heart rate, beats per minute. I'll be back. I totally thought that I pressed unpause and I made like almost the rest of this video. All right, so here we go. Unit rate. So a unit rate means for one. Think of the word unit. Do you see that? It means one because it's singular. If it said units, it would be plural, but it's one. There's only one, it's singular, so for one. And generally the one goes on the bottom because if you're trying to find a unit rate and you set it up in fraction form, that number that's going to go to one needs to be on the bottom, because if you're just going to divide from a fraction, it's first in, top in, fitty. And so that bottom number needs to be on the outside. All right, so for example, for our first question, your car drives 88 miles, or there's 88 miles driven on 4 gallons of gasoline. What is the unit rate? So I would set it up as a fraction. This is just how I do it. I would set up 88 miles. The bottom number needs to be what's turning to 1, which I am going to try to find out how many miles my car will go in with 1 gallon, because that'll help me decide if I want the car or not. So here we go. 4 gallons goes on the bottom. I normally just write the first letter, but because it's the first time I'm doing this, I don't mind. So 4 gallons to 1 gallon. Notice that I did not write gallons this time. So here we go. I could do fitty, first in, top in. Yeah, it reached. Fitty means first number goes in, top number goes in. So if it was written like this, I would do first in, first number inside. So 88 would go inside. Since it's top and bottom, top number goes inside. So I'm gonna multiply that times 4, or I'm gonna divide it by 4. And what I'm gonna get is I'm going to get 22. So I could get 22 miles in 1 gallon. Not bad. Not bad. That's not bad. All right, let's do another one. All right, so you go to the grocery store and you're trying to buy a ton of strawberries. Maybe you're baking, I don't know. $31.50 for 9 pounds of strawberries. So let's see if this was an okay buy. So I want to find out how much that would be for 1 pound of strawberries. So I'm going to set up what I know. My 1 pound, this is called a unit cost, by the way. This is very important. This is called a unit cost. Now, this one gets, you guys, this one gets a lot of my students, unit cost. Because it says unit cost, they're like, oh, I need to find out how much I can buy for $1 because it's unit cost, which is money. No, I want to know how much you need to spend on one item. Because if you go into the store and they're selling like a pack, like a double pack of Oreos for like, you know, $5.95, and you're like, well, I only have $2. They're not gonna open up one of the things of Oreos and only give you like a half of the Oreo thing. That's not how it works. You want to find out how much it would be for one item. Make sense? Unit cost. How much is it for one item? So here we go. I'm going to set that up. That's very important. $31.50 for 9 pounds of strawberries, right? I want to find out how much it is for 1 pound of strawberries. If I do 50, I got first in, top in. Kind of didn't give myself a ton of space. So first top number goes inside. I'm going to bring this up. 9 cannot equal 3. 9 goes into 3. 31, 3 times, that's 27. Okay, if I'm going too fast, just go ahead and press pause and catch up. I'm left with 4, and then I bring down my 5. Ooh, that is 9 times what is 45? 5. Okay, this is very important right here, 0. You see how my remainder is 0? Do you see that? Do you see that right there? You see how my remainder is 0, but I still have a number here, but it's 0? You could either take it down and divide again, or you could literally just right on up to the top. So that would be $3.50 for 1 pound of strawberries, which is, I'd buy it. I mean, my kid likes strawberries, so I would buy it, I guess. All right, last question for this video. The owner of a flower shop charges $78 for a dozen roses. What is the unit cost? So let's remember unit cost. I'm talking about buying roses. I am not going to go to any flower shop. I don't want to say none. But I'm not going to go to the majority of flower shops and be able to buy any type of rose with $1. So we're not trying to find out how many roses we can buy for $1 because it might be like 2 petals or something, but they're not going to do that either. So I want to know how much 1 rose costs. So I'm going to set up what I know. I know that it is $78. Now notice that I cut off my 0.00. For what? For what? All right, so a dozen is 12. And I put R for roses, so 1 rose. So I do first in, top in. 12 cannot equal 7. 12 goes into 78 6 times, and 12 times 6 is 72. Okay, I'm left with 6. I cannot go any further, so I need another 0, so I'm gonna add a decimal, take it to the top, add a 0, bring it down. 12 goes into 60 5 times, and I'm left with 0. Now, 6.5, what does that look like as money? 6.5. I have to put a 0. If I added a 0, there we go, $6.50. Hopefully this helped you. Bye. I am like 0 for 3. Let's try this again. Bye. Oh my gosh.